Hello amazing people, my name is Chanami and once again you're welcome to my channel. In today's video I'll be teaching you how to make this stylish Judify inspired shirt. It's so easy and simple to make and it's so beautiful. But before we get started, I would like you to like, share and subscribe to my channel. Turn on your notification button so you get notified each time I post a new video. So for this tutorial, let's get started. First of all, I'll start by marking my start line and then I'm going to mark it at 1 inch right there. Once that is done, I'll go ahead and mark my shoulder measurement at 7.5 inches. And then I'll go ahead to mark my armhole depth at 8 inches and then I'll connect it to meet the center front like so. After that is done, I'll connect it to meet the shoulder line and then I'll extend it towards my armhole. Then I'll go up by 1 inch from the angle right there and then I'll measure the middle of my armhole, which is 4 inches, and then I'll connect it to meet the middle like so. Just give it a curve. If you have an armhole curve, it's easier. Once that is done, I'll go ahead and mark my neckline at 3 inches wide and 1 inch deep. This pattern I'm drafting right now is for the back pattern of my shirt. So 3 inches wide and 1 inch deep is okay. So once that is done, I'll go ahead and bust measurement divide by 4 plus extra 2 inches. And then I marked it right there. Then from my start line, I went ahead to measure 16 inches, which is my half cut. So I'll mark 16 inches right there at my half cut. And then I'll connect it to meet my side front. I'll connect it like so. If your half cut is 17-18 inches, go ahead and mark it right there. Once I'm done marking it, I'll go ahead and impute my underbust measurement divide by 4, which is 8 inches, and then I'll add extra 2 inches for sewing allowance. Then I went ahead to connect from my bust to meet my underbust like so. Then around the hip area, I marked my hip measurement divide by 4, which is 10 inches plus extra 2.5 inches. I added just half an inch just because it's the hip measurement I'm using, nothing more, nothing less. You can also use 2 inches, it works fine. But I decided to use 2.5 inches. So I went up by 1 inch from the hem right there and then I connected to meet the center just to give it that stylish shape around the hip area. So once that is done, I'll go ahead and cut my neckline. But before cutting the shoulder, I'm going to go ahead and slant my shoulder by half an inch and then I'll connect it to make the neckline right there. Then once that is done, I'll go ahead and cut it out. So right now I'm done cutting it out and this is the back pattern. It is ready. And then I've gone ahead to place my fabric for my front pattern like so. And then I'm going to place the back pattern on it laying flat. But the difference between the back pattern and the front pattern is that the front pattern has buttons. So you're going to have to add extra 2.5 inches for your button, or where your button would sit, and then the overlap for the front neckline. So after marking that 2.5 inches, I went ahead to connect it straight to meet the neckline right there. And then I marked 3 inches, which is my normal neckline measurement. And then for the front pattern, I used 3 inches deep. So 3 inches wide and 3 inches deep is my neckline for my front pattern. So I'm just going to go ahead and connect it to meet the edge right there. I'm just trying to make sure I have 3 inches right there, and then I connected it to meet it like so. So once that is done, I'll place my back pattern on it, and then I'll go ahead and cut out my front pattern. Don't forget, you need 2.5 inches in front for your button. That's where your button will be sitting. Then you need 1 inch also for the overlap for the button. So 5 inches is just okay. 2.5 on this side and 2.5 on the other side. So once I'm done cutting, I'm going to go ahead and cut the down part also. I'll take note of that shape I have around there and then I'll cut it out like so. So every other thing is the same. So now I'm done cutting my front pattern and my back pattern. They are both ready. The next thing I'm going to go ahead to do is cut my sleeve. My total sleeve length is 22 inches long. I went ahead to add extra 1 inch to it. And then I'm also going to be adding cuffs to the sleeve, which will make the total length for the sleeve 25 inches. So I'm gone ahead to mark my start line for the sleeve, and then I went down by 4 inches, and then I marked another line which is going to be my armhole line. So I'll take the back piece of this dress and I'm going to go ahead and measure around the armhole, and then whatever result I have there is what I'm going to be placing across it like so. So around that area I have 11.5 inches, and I'm go ahead and impute 11.5 inches across it like so. So and then I'll go ahead and connect it slant with a slant like so, and then I'll mark 8 inches across my sleeve, and then on that 8 inches I'm going to go ahead and place my sleeve round measurement, which is 6.5, and then I'll add extra 2 inches for ease, and then I'll add extra 1 inch for sewing allowance. Then I'll connect from this point right there to meet what I have marked around that area. So going down a bit, I'll mark 6.5 inches, and then I'll add extra 2 inches for sewing allowance. I'll also connect, and then from that point I'll go to the hem of my sleeve, and then I'll mark 6.5 inches right there, which is my actual sleeve round, and then I'll add extra 1 inch for sewing allowance. My sleeve is very free, so I just want to use the same measurement right there. Around the sleeve, around the cuffs, I'm going to pleat it a bit. That is why I have to use 6.5 inches right there. Then I went ahead to mark extra ½ inch, which will be the part that will sit around my back armhole line for the sleeve. So the other ½ inch will sit around the front armhole. So once that is done, I went ahead to cut the cuffs, and then I'm just marking a straight line right there, and then I went ahead to mark it at 4 inches high, and then I'm marking 4 inches across it like so. And then the length for my cuffs, I want it to be 9 inches long. 9 inches, so I'm going to go ahead and mark it at 10 inches because I need extra half inch on both sides for my sewing allowance. After cutting it out, I realized I don't want my cuffs to be too high, so I went ahead to cut out ½ inch away from it. So just go ahead and cut out ½ inch away from it, so your cuffs can be 3 inches when you're done sewing. So what I have right now is 3.5 inches for my cuffs. So this is it. Then I went ahead to cut out a straight piece of fabric of just 1 inch wide, and then it will serve as my loop. It's around 20 to 24 inches long. So the next thing we're going to be doing right now is to go ahead and sew our top, and then right here I have the 2 pieces for my center front like so. So I'm going to go ahead and take one out, and then I'll mark 2 inches. I've gone ahead to fold ½ inch like so, inwards like so, and then I went ahead to fold it again. That makes it 2 inches all together. So this is, I then overlapped it. This is how it's going to overlap on each other, where I'll put my buttons on it. That's why you need extra 1 inch for the overlap. Remember earlier we cut out 2.5 inches on both sides. That made it 5 inches altogether. So once that is done, I'm going to go ahead and sew straight like so to meet the hem. So I'm done sewing, and this is the result. This is what I have. It's very straight, and then I'll go ahead and iron it. Then on the other side of my center front, which is going to be my right hand side of my center front, I'm going to go ahead and this loop I had cut out, I'll go ahead and pipe it like so. Then I'll sew it straight like so. That will serve as my drawstring. So once the loop is ready, I'll go ahead and, yes, the loop is ready. I'll go ahead and mark my half cut measurement at 16 inches, and right there is where I'm going to go ahead and place my loop. So I'll place my loop like so on the 16 inches, and then I'll cover the loop with my flap like so. So I'm going to go ahead and sew straight like so, and then I'm done sewing. This is what it looks like. So my loop is inside this 2 inches I left for. So once that is done, the next thing to go ahead and do is to place your back pattern like so, right side facing up. Then you're going to pick the 2 center front pieces you have. You place one like so, and then place the other one like so. So once that is done, you have to place it in such a way that it will overlap on each other because of your button. So taking note of the overlap, I'll place it like so, and then I'll go ahead and join the shoulders. So once I'm done joining the shoulder, this is what it will look like. It's so neat. And then after that is done, I'll go ahead and measure round my neckline so that I can be able to sew the collar. You need this measurement to cut your collar. So what I have right there is 18 inches. For the collar, go ahead and fold your fabric into 4, and then I went ahead to mark 3.5 inches for my collar height. So I'm marking 3.5 inches across it like so. After that, I went ahead to mark 8.5 inches along that line like so. So the next thing to go ahead and do is to go ahead and mark your collar stand. So my collar stand is going to be 1.5 inches high, and then I'm going to connect it straight up to meet that line like so. So once that is done, I'll go ahead and come in by 1.5 inches, and then I'll indicate that part like so. And then I'm going to go ahead and curve it. Just give it that curve that collar has in front, just a little bit curve like so. So on this part, I'm going to come in by 0.25 inches. So I'll just connect it like so, and then I'll be cutting out that part. Then once that is done, I'll go ahead and connect from the edge like so to meet my collar stand like so. So you can see the full shape of the collar is now out. So the next thing to go ahead and do is you go ahead and cut it out. So I'll cut like so, and then I'll give it like so, and then go this way, and then I'll cut out this 0.25 inches like so. So this collar, I'm just drafting it out to show you what the collar looks like. While I was cutting the main collar, I didn't know that my video was not recording, so I'm just showing you how I cut it out. But please, when you're cutting your own, make sure that the edge of the collar right there does not have joining. So when I opened it flat, you can see what my collar looks like. So please cut your own in such a way that your collar stand is the only part you cut through, and then the one that is going to fold backwards does not have joining. So I kind of turned the cutting upside down. So just go ahead and do yours correctly. So once that is done, I'll go ahead and cut out my paper gum on it like so. Once that is done, I'll iron it, and then I'll show you what it looks like. So I'm done ironing it, and this is what it looks like. So I've gone ahead to fold in 1/2 inch on one side of the collar like so, and then I went ahead to flip it over, and then I pressed it. I gave it a good press, and then it's sitting good. So go ahead and do the same with your own. Once you're done, turn it this way in such a way that it fits into each other like so. That 1/2 inch that you have folded backward, leave out the other 0.5 inch on the other side of the collar, and then you go ahead and sew like so, and then like so. So once I was done sewing, this is what I had, and then I'll go ahead and notch the edges. I'll notch that part, and then I'll go ahead and notch the other side also. And once that is done, I'll go ahead and turn my collar inside out, and then I'll give it a good press. So after ironing it, this is what I have for my collar. So my collar is sitting pretty and fine. So my collar is ready, and then I'm going to go ahead and sew it to my neckline from the inside of my shirt. Yes, so I'm going to sew around it like so, and once that is done, I'll show you what it looks like. So after sewing it, this is what it looks like. I'm going ahead to attach it. I told you from the inside, sew it in such a way that your collar is going to be top stitched on the back of your shirt outside the shirt. So I'll go ahead and top stitch right there on it. So once that is done, for my cuffs, I'll go ahead and fold it 1/2 inch backwards, and then I'll fold it back. Just go ahead and repeat the process what I'm doing, and then I'll sew 1/2 inch on both sides. So I'm done sewing, and then I'm trying to notch the edges like so, and then I'm going to go ahead and turn it inside out like so. Once I'm done turning it inside out, you realize that the 1/2 inch I had folded inside is still folded. I need that 1/2 inch to cover up my cuffs, and then I need the other 1/2 inch which is not folded to sew or to attach to my sleeve. So right there, this is what I have. This is what it should look like. 1/2 inch folded inside, 1/2 inch standing straight outside. So after that is done, I'll leave 3 inches away from the edge of my sleeve, and then I'll sew upwards like so. So I've gone ahead to sew, leaving out 3 inches, and then I'll trim out the excess thread I have. So these 3 inches, I'm going to go ahead and put my hand and turn it inside out. And then the next thing you're going to go ahead and do is to knitting up that 3 inches you have left open. So to knitting it, I'm just going to go ahead and pipe it like so. Yes, like so. Just look at what I'm doing, and then I'll sew round it just like you are covering your slit, your normal slit. So I'm done sewing it, and this is what it looks like. Then the next thing to go ahead and do is to iron it. So I named this pattern back 1 and the other one is back 2. So once that is done, I'm going to go ahead and attach my cuffs to it like so. You see that ½ inch I left right there? That is the part I need to sew to my sleeves. So I need 2 pleats around that area, and that is what I'm trying to show you right there. So I'm going to go ahead and sew it. So I'm done attaching the cuffs to my sleeve, which is the first step, and the 2 pleats I said earlier is right there. That 2 pleats, is to be around the back side of your sleeve. So once that is done, I'll tuck it in. That ½ inch I folded inside was to tuck in the sleeve. So I'm going to go ahead and stitch on it like so. So I'm done sewing, and you can see my 2 pleats right there. And then neatly, I've gone ahead to stitch the sleeve. So for the second sleeve, this back one is facing up. You're still going to repeat the process for back 2. You do the same process. So the next thing to do is to attach our sleeve to the dress, and then you're going to go ahead and notch the center part of your sleeve, and then you're going to be placing it on your shoulder, the center of your shoulder, and then you sew to the right like so, and then to the left like so, just the way you attach your normal sleeve. So once that is done, I've gone ahead to do the same thing for the both sides, and this is what it looks like. I've gone ahead to attach my both sleeves to it, and it looks. The thing I'm going to go ahead to do is to hem my dress. So I'm going to hem it neatly. This is a shirt, you need your hem to be neat. I'm going to go ahead and hem all the edges of my shirt like so. But for this part, which I had the drawstring, I'll go ahead and loosen it up a bit, around like 2 inches upwards. And then I'm going to go ahead and hem it around before closing it up again. So I'll put in my drawstring after this is done, and then I'll stitch it to the edge. So once that is done, I'm going ahead to hem all my dresses. You can see my hem right there sitting neat. All the hem of your dress, just make sure you sew it neatly. Once that is done, the next thing I'll go ahead to do is to close up my shirt. And I'll start from around the sleeve area. Recall that I have sewed the sleeve halfway before. So I'm just going to go ahead and mark ½ inch all the way, and then I'll stop around the hip line. So I'm going to go ahead and leave out 6 inches from my hem upwards. What I marked here was 4 inches, but when I was done sewing, I realized it wasn't enough, so I had to increase it by 2 inches. So just go ahead and mark your own at 6 inches, and once that is done, go ahead and hem your slit. Make sure you are doing more than 4 inches. So once that is done, I'll go ahead and hem it like I said earlier, and then next thing to do is to put my drawstring to the other part of my shirt. I'll mark 16 inches right there, and then I'll put it to the other part of my shirt that does not have the drawstring. So I'll open up a little hole, and then I'll pass it out like so, and then I'll go ahead and stitch on it like so. With this, we've come to the end of today's tutorial. Like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Turn on your notification button so you get notified each time I post a new video. See you in my next video. I love you all. Bye.